What are the products and services that Banif Investment Bank focuses on?
Banif Investment Bank is a full investment banking provider of services, and basically we do a comprehensive investment banking franchise. We do capital markets, advisory services, investment management, and we tend to be focus-oriented. Our expertise is the client, providing a 360 degrees service to the client, focusing on its needs, focusing on solutions that are tailor-made. We trade, we market make, we research, we syndicate. Then we also provide services on the advisory services field, mergers and acquisition, optimizing capital, recapitalization of companies. We do also have a project finance and a structured finance team. And then finally, we have a very important investment management capability. We manage all sorts of funds, a very comprehensive range of assets. We do manage private equity funds, pension funds, portfolios of big institutional investors. So it's basically a full-service investment bank focused on our client needs.
So which markets and countries are the priorities for you in terms of business development?
In future development, we are focusing on Brazil and Latin American countries in general. We want to provide the opportunities to our customers, taking advantage of the economic trend. Brazil is now an economy that is getting a very good dynamic. There's a whole range of opportunities for our clients, and namely on infrastructure. There is a potential for infrastructure opportunities there. Capital markets in general, the expansion of the capital markets. And finally also on areas like energy and real estate, and even on the primary deals for carbon credits, for instance. And as you know, Brazil has been a very closed economy. It is expanding now. There are very big corporates in Brazil that want to pursue this international road, and we are there to facilitate and help them on doing so.
What's your investment strategy with regard to the current instability in the financial markets?
I think the recovery of this huge crisis, global huge crisis, is going to be very slow. But nevertheless, there are countries that are developing in a very fast pace. And Banif, with its global reach and local approach, wants to be able to provide the chance for our clients to profit on those opportunities. Emerging markets such as India, Middle East, and Asia in general, I think will provide the world with an opportunity to counter-cycle these huge crises. And that's the trend that I see that we should take a profit on, and our clients alongside with us.
What would you say is the bank's strategic vision for development in the next few years?
Geographically, as I mentioned before, we see South America, we see Asia, and we see the Middle East with great potential. And in terms of sectors, we have chosen to pursue a very strong expertise in infrastructure, both social and transportation infrastructures, energy, with a special focus on renewable energies, and sustainability and environmental infrastructures too, with a speciality that we have on carbon credits. It is exactly the recognition from our clients that we have expertise in the sectors that has been fundamental for us reaching the standing we have now. So we think that we're going to pursue on these sectors and pursue our activity also on these geographies.
So what do you think contributed to you winning this World Finance Award for excellence in structured finance?
I think project management capability, I think also being very much oriented towards the client needs, no false expectations, hard work, and finally a good standing alongside with our partners to be able to syndicate. On top of this all, also the technical expertise and being able to approve thorough with a very good risk assess, but approve in a very short term, which is helpful in terms of being able to provide the clients with the best solution, but in time solution. Because in sometimes when you go to these auctions for big concessions, PPPs, there is an urgent need to be able to perform in a relatively short frame of time. And the more intense expertise you have to assess the risk and to provide the approval in this short time of frame is very much determined for the clients to be able to win these opportunities.
Now, Banif Investment Bank is recognized for its innovation in creating unique special investments. What are these funds?
We tend to have a mindset that is basically inclined to innovate constantly. We have been able to structure funds that are different from the standard normal mainstream market. We tend to think about ourselves as being able to put in favor of the consumer potential investment through vehicles that we set in sectors that probably were not, the investor community was not able to invest in. We're talking about assets like carbon credits, films, art, and so on and so forth. So these are new asset class funds that we structure. Of course, we don't have expertise internally, and we sub-hire this expertise. But of course, when we do so, we also internalize this expertise along the time of the fund.
And how has the market received these funds?
The reaction was incredibly good. I think the investors in general, like every one of us, basically tend to look at new things in a very constructive way. They want us to come up with ideas. They want us to come up with new ideas, new forms of investing, new diversifying structures that will allow them to exactly do that, to diversify their risk. We have seen that when we created the first investment in art fund in Portugal. We have seen that when we created the first carbon credit fund in Portugal. We've seen that also when we were chosen by the Portuguese government to manage the movie and performing arts only fund that exists in Portugal, which we're doing with a specific structure. We now tend to reach a milestone, which is the 4 billion euros under management. And I think there is a sense of mission accomplished. Whilst the market is going through very difficult times, we have been able to 13-fold the funds under management, which is really, I would say, a very impressive number.